How we doing tonight? Good evening. Which decided to roll back channel switcher experiment. What was channel switcher? Was that for checking out current live streams? Interesting. I kind of liked that a little bit, but I could definitely see how ads would interfere with that. I have turbo, so it doesn't. The ads would not have affected me. Things are broken. Let's try that. Okay, chat wasn't updating for some reason on screen. Okay, so SNW Part 2. The Serene, what do they call this ship? Serene Squall. It's been an interesting ship. I did get the ship yesterday. Or Tuesday. I have had a little bit of opportunity to get it upgraded. There's like one component that's left right now. Two components. So I should be able to get one of these, I'd hope, done today, and perhaps be able to do the other upgrade tomorrow. I'll save the parts till I have either both components parts saved up, or if there's another event for doing the upgrading that starts like the next day or whatever, depending on how long it takes to accumulate these. It's been a little bit nice to have something that is effective and can hold up to the Suluban runners. Or they don't call them runners in the Suluban space or the epic space. But being able to hold up to those hostiles while mining has been refreshing. But it's been a really slow start. The 2 days of mining has kind of been it. I know flashpoints will be starting up again at some point here. I haven't even checked the arc calendar yet, and I haven't even looked at the launch notes yet. So for events that are left for today, we've got the Vindicator events, we've got the Cube Thursday events. We also have a hostile hunt that coincides with that. And then we can do building and research upgrades. And then there's a ship upgrade SLB, but I don't think I'll be going in on that because I got tapped out pretty heavy with the big events for all the spending, the 5 days of spending last month or last week. Good evening, Retro. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully stream is holding up okay. My numbers are still fluctuating a little bit, but it's nothing like it was before. Super hot and humid. Yeah. I walked outside this morning. It was 69 degrees and 100% humidity. I kind of wanted to walk back inside. It was tempting. It's gonna be even warmer tomorrow. You know, I don't even know what the temperature got to up here. But I was sure it was every bit the same or not much off. Probably. It's 82 right now. Yeah, it still feels like 90. It wasn't too bad when I got home, I guess, but during the middle of the afternoon, the sun came out in full force. Kind of had less of the sun throughout most of the day. So it was, when it was cloudy, I'm going to use the term comfortable. Although I don't know if comfortable is the correct term. Canada close their hiking trails. Well, I mean, if it's for the possibility of wildfires, I'm for them doing anything to prevent any more wildfires starting. That is crazy to think of, though, that they would have to close trails down because it's too hot. I wonder if some of the parks and stuff. I mean, I think I even remember it happening a couple of times last summer where they closed down some of the swimming beaches. And not just because of, you know, like the regular like E. coli contamination stuff. I think it had just gotten to a point at that the water was just so warm it wasn't really worth it. Dogs at the lake is always a great time. Except for the car ride home, that can be a little bit dicey unless you got a pickup that you can throw them in the bed of or something. I guess, or if they crate up in the back of like an SUV or station wagon or something like that isn't too bad either. Two TCs in a row, that must be like a one-off that you can find two connected systems that go, well, two systems that are connectable that can be done on the same day like that. I don't remember ever having to do it, especially back to back. Yeah, as soon as I get done with these hostels, that'll kind of be like my next move is to go out and do the Vindicator event and get that taken care of. Well, I thought that was going to give you over 100%. We've been gaining some 70s this month, I've been noticing. A lot of the people that were in like the upper 60s made the jump. At least that we're positioned okay to be able to do it. Had so many ships that are probably damaged at this point. I've just been beaming any 66 that I can see. Kind of surprised that that ad break came in as quick as it did. I did. And they ran too. But I guess it's one pre-roll and then I think it's good for like 40 minutes now. Yeah, it's good for 36 minutes still. Yeah, Turbo is 100% worth it. It'd be kind of neat that if the Turbo would kind of do like a division among your watching to kind of act up as like a paid subscription. You know, like divvy up your time amongst people, throw a nickel here, quarter there, dollar here. But I guess it counts towards ad revenue, so it's not a loss. Do we have our 50 yet? I do have my 50. So I can go back and crew up for Vindicator. Still holding at 60. I'm trying to tear up ships and get the research done. Yeah. Supporting streamers is kind of it's a luxury thing for sure. You know, support yourself, and then if you feel like you have more than enough to go around, I don't think any streamer would ever say that you should feel like you should have to stretch yourself at all. And if there is a streamer that says that, they're probably not worth, I don't know. What officer do I have missing? Oh, Palia. Where is she at? Oh. Just floating outside of my station. Yeah, it gets kind of interesting when you talk about like support and monetization and everything like that. Because they opened up like the monetization channels to anybody that's streaming on Twitch now. You don't even have to be affiliate anymore. And that's going to be a little interesting to see how that changes some of the culture behind it, because that means like almost any channel that you tune into at this point has the opportunity to have I don't know exactly what all of it is, if there's subscriptions and cheers and channel points and everything, or if it's just the channel points and cheering. I mean, to be honest, the only thing that I wanted to hit affiliate to be able to get was to be able to throw up some emotes for people. I know for me, like that's one of my favorite parts of Twitch. Like half of the channels that I'm subscribed to are just for the emotes, or I shouldn't say just for the emotes. They're a good reason that I stick around, even if I'm not watching the streamer at that time. Like I've got some subscriptions for streamers that I'll tune into on a really occasional basis, but they've got really great emotes, so I keep my subscription active for them. That would be a really good thing, like if a channel had an opportunity to put up like a couple of different turbo emotes. I mean, that would be a good marketing thing for Twitch even. I don't know if it's true or not, but I kind of feel like the turbo revenue is a little bit better than the regular ad revenue as far as the click presence thing or whatever. I think that probably shifts like around Christmas time, where the ad revenue gets higher than probably what the turbo revenue is, because it's some kind of level of offset. And I haven't honestly even really figured out what I plan on doing with revenues. I've been kind of contemplating something between, you know, doing computer upgrades, because I'm on a fairly old build right now, and doing charities or giveaways or something like that. I had to do a little bit of research about that because Minnesota's got some really goofy laws around certain things. So I was a little concerned that they would have some really, really weird laws with the like taxes or other offerings around doing giveaways, or just, you know, regulations and rules around it. But they're fairly good for anything that's basically like a no purchase necessary kind of situation. Because as long as it doesn't fall underneath like a lottery or gambling category, then it's kind of pretty free range. But I also do need to get informed about how to do stuff internationally too, if that's something that I'd be capable of doing, or if I need to leverage a third party to help with that. I have a feeling if I send a PayPal payment over to Russia or something like that, I might end up on some kind of a watch list. Or another watch list, I should say. I'm pretty sure I'm on a couple of watch lists. I shouldn't say watch lists. The I work in like a heavily regulated industry, so I have some pretty strict background requirements, and there's like secure access areas and stuff. Oh, that queue got stuck. No, I don't want to do a 65. I want to be able to beam that. Well, it's gonna get rough if we're both gonna be trying to do these armadas. Good. Hopefully they're just doing the hostiles. I'm insurance, so there's some regulations we have, and certain people need to give fingerprints, etc. Yeah, I've had to do like background checks with the FBI and stuff before for security clearance for certain projects and stuff. Multiple occasions, actually. And I know some of those things they put you on while the projects are active or whatever, you're on watch lists. Like they don't mess around about it. They just straight up tell you that like anything that happens, they're gonna know about it. Ooh. I know the first one that I had gone to for an interview was almost scary because I had no idea what to expect because I'd never gone into an interview with an FBI agent before. I mean, it was basically like almost like a job interview because, like you went through like an interview and you also had to give up character witnesses or whatever and contacts and stuff. So it's kind of like doing referrals. I don't remember what the exact context of everything was, but I mean, it was, probably like stupid stuff like, You know, like, have you ever thought about committing acts of treason or something stupid like that? You know, it's like, you know, like it's gonna be like weird questions like that. And I'm sure that there was probably some other deeper, like, psychological evaluation level stuff where they were gauging your reaction, like on extreme questions or something like that. Because I'm sure that those things are always deeper than the surface level that you can see. But yeah, like with the character witnesses, they had to. I think you have to take an oath and be recorded. That was a long time ago. That was probably like 13 years ago that I had that. Okay, Vindicator event is done. Cube event is done. I've done all my mining for today that I need to do for those events. So all of the event things that are necessary to be done are accomplished. Bonus converter tokens for the next alliance tournaments. So this is where this gets kind of interesting. So with the Serene Squall, you get claims for your tier level. It's kind of like I don't know, like a starting kit of things. So we're getting chapel shards, I'm getting Sigma speed ups, and then we're getting some refined transigen. Not getting the common for whatever reason. And then they're giving one rare artifact choice token. And then once you hit tier 5, you get 10 pulls of this one. The tier 1, this one must have only been 5 because this is day 3. And I think I said I had 2 left. Still have the opportunity to accumulate blueprints. I don't know if I'm gonna do a second chip. I stocked up 2 days pulls there. So I still have to go out and do some rare mining to get tomorrow's pulls. The transition containment and container have been, or canister, have been pretty easy to get so far. The transition manipulator has been stupid. I've got 20, almost 20 days of full pulls here. And that's all from yesterday. So our strongbox pull is the one where we have chances for the artifact token things. We get guaranteed of the forge dust. It's still tier 1. I think tomorrow it will be able to get tier 2 because there's 2,500 parts here. No, it'll still take me a couple of days. It'll be 2 days to get this one. It'll be another 2 days for that. So what would that be? Sunday or Monday I'll be able to get up to tier 2. I've been doing. It's got automated defenses on it for the mining things. So I was putting it in a 36 system because that was the one that I could reach without upgrading the warp engine. Because it starts at the 31 system, so 31, 33, 36. Oh. Tiberius! Thank you for the raid. How's it going tonight? Welcome in, Raiders.
Mambo, mambo, omatsuri, mambo, dabu dabu, yurda, omatsuri, mambo.
I think that's the first time that's been redeemed. I just put that one on there. You can do it. I can. Thank you. Yeah, welcome in, Raiders. I'm Cottontail. If you haven't seen me before, I am level 67. I play in server 34. So do things. All right, go feed your cats, Tiberius. Go feed your cats. So as I was saying, I'm on server 34, and I was just kind of going through my first day, a couple of days here of the Serene Squall, and just talking about what I was able to accomplish right out the gate. So we were mining in the 36 system. The automated defense ability on the ship here was giving some pretty decent percentages on the damage increases. So it increases the base damage by, what is that, 1 point? There's so many zeros there. 1.5, no, 150,000%, 5,000% to shield repair, 4,000 to apex barrier, 4,000 to isolytic mitigation. It also does stuff when attacked by players. This will run for an hour right at the gate, right out the get-go. So you get your defenses for an hour. So basically, you get to mine for that entire hour. And then as soon as the automated defense runs out, then I would die to the hostile. So I was taking on 36s, no problem. I didn't do anything higher. I can get to this 46 system now. I know that I've seen some battle reports from like a high tier one. I don't remember if it was tier 15 or if it was a little bit lower than that, but it was able to do really good percentage of the damage against the 70s. So I'm gonna load up a hostile crew on this thing, or load this up on a slot that has a hostile crew already. I'll just kind of do a little bit of a random one. Oh, that stayed on that dock. Where did that? Okay, I didn't swap the ship. I'm not used to searching for the ship yet. I haven't had to swap back and forth with it yet. It was in... There it is. 8 mil. Okay. It was a little bit lower than I thought it was, for sure. Yeah, I'm able to get to the 46 system without any extra assistance on it. That's just with my research and then having the T1 or the T2 warp engine upgraded. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate this before I leave my system, just so that it's set. And if we get lucky, there might be one of those things sitting around. All right, so there's an ad break coming up, so would be a good time to grab a quick beverage, grab a bathroom break. Otherwise, if you like to watch ads, feel free to sit in. If you got turbo, then you're good. So we do have one just chilling in the system here. I assume that these abilities work on an offensive status as well as a defensive. I could be wrong. That did not do much of anything there. Does it only work defensively? That was world's quickest ad break. It says when it's attacked. I'll have to see the difference there. Attacking did not do well at all. See how long it takes for one of these things to spawn. I know in the 40 system, it was able to sit there for, I think, longer than what the defense ran for. So I'd kind of be surprised if it can't do some damage to a 46. Well, it does say when attacked on a mining node too. You have to lose the chaser. That's what I did earlier because I just didn't want to mess with it. I wanted to fill the cargo all the way. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try sitting on the node just to see. Because I tried attacking. Oh, yeah. That's kind of the way that I've been doing it too. I just never tried the 46. I'm curious to see if there's any difference though. Because I know just their it calls it out specifically, but I think it's kind of more of an assumption than a necessity, I'm guessing. They're just assuming you're going to be sitting on a mining node. These are really hard. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. I mean, this ship is nothing. It's a survey ship too. Yeah, that's anytime I get into anything new, I always try to figure out where the limits are because I know 40s are easy, so 42 is probably where the struggle is going to happen. Okay. So wow, it does require you to be mining because it did no damage there. It did no damage there. And it kept the shield up because of the ability there. I'm only going to be able to take 2, maybe 3 if I get lucky. But that's good to know if I send a ship there and forget to stop the chaser. That gives me a little bit of a buffer to reset myself. That's kind of like my Selkie when I'm in the 58 system. Yeah, the 58 system here. If I forget to set it, it can withstand an attack from the runner. But if I get into the 60 or higher, they usually blow up. So I mean, I guess this thing at tier 1 probably looking at only being able to combat against the 42s. You know, like fairly handily. 40 was extremely comfortable, which I think day 1, well, maybe day 2, getting into the 40 system. I mean, that's a pretty decent jump. I mean, obviously, research and stuff is going to throw some dependencies on it, so, you know, your mileage may vary a little bit, but yeah, I'm in the same spot. I didn't do it super intelligently. I left the mining laser for last because it's in the wrong spot. I thought it was one of the weapons that I was working towards, but it ended up being the mining laser. And then I think the impulse engine is the other one that I'm working on. Because I think the first thing I would have done would have been the warp engine. Second thing would have been cargo. Third thing would have been mining laser. And then I would have worked the engines and then shield and hull from there. But it's fully dependent on having the automated defenses up. Yeah, I kind of screwed up on the research tree too. As a G6 player, like there's zero reason for me to be doing. I kind of like that they put this towards the beginning of the tree. There's zero reason for me as a G6 player to be looking at this regular mining increases. Some went full warp. See, I felt the hostile stuff was gonna be more useful because that's one of the loop components is to have that loot. It's also like prerequisite to get to the jump drive too, so you know, like having that out of the way. I mean, that's kind of like setting the path, so as soon as you get that tier 5, you're ready to go. Like I wasn't too concerned about getting some of these other ones done yet. There's more officer presets? I didn't even see that. Wow. They want you to have like 35 officer presets. They're going to have to categorize those. They're going to have to let us start categorizing them into groups or something. Wow, that's interesting. I never thought we would really have a need to get that many officer presets, but I always still feel like I could use 2 more. So yeah, I might do that. But yeah, then getting to the daily mining goals completed with Transigen was kind of nice. Yeah, that's my problem too, Retro. Like, if it's not something that's really easy to do with the filters, like if like a hostile loot crew, like that one's easy to do because I can filter by loot rewards. So I don't really have to set a preset for that. Although it is kind of nice to be able to do it, so it's just one button you have to click. But like that's one of the first ones I'll move out if I need something new to be able to take its place. But like right now, we got our emerald chain upgraded, so I'm at a surplus of 1. Oh no, I used that one already. What was this one? This was my Transigen mining attempt to see. To see if that made any difference, which it did not. Yeah, some of that stuff can be really hard. Like I said, the easy filter ones, like these ones, I don't do too much for setting because like those ones are fairly easy to figure out. But like, yeah, like this officer does this type of hostile or underneath this condition where there's like multiple facets of it. Those ones are really worthwhile to have. Or if you're just switching to it constantly, like I've got my solo wave crews, I've got solo armada crews. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they had that specific for the flashpoints versus invading entities in general. That wasn't too bad. I mean, that had a sliver of health left, and that withstood 3 attacks. I mean, it was about 10% left of the hull. So that could probably handle like 25 to 30 attacks in the 42 system. So that'd last almost the full hour for me. And that wasn't using like the best crew by any means. Like, being as that's got the shield regen, like crewing up for full shield mitigation would be the way to go. Because then, what is it? Is it Scotty or is it Carol that does the shield? Carol, so yeah, put Carol down there as well. Then you get shield mitigation up to 99%. So I mean, you're only taking like 1% damage at that point, in theory. That's one of those things that works out with the math, but might not actually work out on practice. Let's see if that makes any real difference. Because our shield should have been taking the majority of this. Which it was. It's taking isolytic too, I guess. But it's mitigating almost all of that. That should get the hull health that's being impacted down to 1%. So it should theoretically like be like 5,000. That didn't seem to affect things very much. Okay, because Carol Marcus has to have damage first. So that brought the damage down to 0. I did not expect to have such a good point for that immediately. So yeah, you can get them down to 0 health, 0 damage after the first hit. So getting a couple of slots opened up on the underdeck on that ship is going to be huge. And getting some tiers under Carol Marcus too. That's really interesting. And this is why we practice. This is why we try things. And you kind of get the extra advantage too, because when it's in a mining event like this, every time a hostile comes and attacks you, it adds points to the mining SMS. So if you are doing a little bit of offline, like you can set this a half an hour before reset and you'll get your max amount of points. I was very kind of hit or miss on my opinion on the ship right off the bat. Like it probably took me 2 hours to really decide to buy it, and I think it does its niche very well. And I'm seeing some of the value in what's here, because getting the speed ups, the Sigma speed ups, is kind of a big deal. It's not a lot right now, but I mean, it's effectively almost doubling what I'm typically getting. So like a lot of times, like, just to be able to do something that took 3 days, you know, it would take me like 2 days to get the speed ups if I wasn't going out and farming them in the mirror universe. But like this stuff is like, yeah, the artifacts is, I haven't sat down and really dug into the epic artifacts that much yet. There's a lot here. I think I'm going to probably kind of focus on the ones that are not otherwise sourceable, get those ones figured out, and kind of start working on them. Like it's a slow drip. I mean, you're looking at 1 or 2 pieces, but I've kind of got to figure out which ones I really want to target, which is probably going to end up being like the Khan's necklace. And if I start listing the ones that I want, that's going to end up being like 8 different ones. But like there's a lot of things to choose from in here. Like Crenum hair, I'm not concerned about. I got sourcing for that. Datapad, I got sourcing for that. I think the Crenum time weapon is probably also in the DTI store. Kirshara, that's in the Alliance tournaments. I don't have to worry about it there. So yeah, just kind of figuring out where a couple of these other ones source in, and figuring out how many shards I'm gonna have on a consistent basis. Yeah, there's a lot of choices. That's the true thing too. You know, your PvP abilities and your PvE. If you don't care about PvE, then you can focus on some of the efficiencies and the PvP abilities. Have a good night, Tin Man. Enjoy your dinner. But I think the first things to start with is, you know, like something like this that applies to all ships. If I can't source that otherwise, I like how the artwork carries forward, like the Emperor's Giorgio's crown. At least it's right inside of the bundle package. Like, I haven't even started on some of these ones that are in the other faction stores. But like, just the transition loop in general, I mean, just all of these. I think I have everything pretty well laid out. Yeah, I'm not over allocating on these ones at all. So I have the correct number of ones set up so I can get exactly what I want every day out of that. And then I don't know if they added, they did add some stuff into here, didn't they? That feels like it's a little bit deeper. And then the Nova Squadron, that's archives. So I'm getting closer and closer with that. I'm gonna have a consistent drip of this now. So being able to get this unlocked is gonna be, I don't know, kind of exciting to be able to get those rewards that are stacked up. And then just being able to get the instant jump unlocked for some of those other ships is gonna be kind of fun too. I've got it on the cube. It's well worth it. I've been able to get by without having the discovery because of it. Oh, we got a lot of away teams refreshes. When I looked at the refresh this morning, there was not anything real good that came in. It's kind of amazing, like this whole last week, like I was usually only having like one event that wasn't done, one away team slot that wasn't running a mission. And yeah, yesterday, like I only had 2 missions running at one point because all the resets were just for stupid things that I didn't need or didn't want. Because like I don't care about an Antares blueprint. Faction credits, I mean, faction credits are always worth it. I'm not gonna send 5 out on a mission like that, but and sometimes this is like one of my favorite exo comps too, the impulse speed one. Do I have to use Sigma speed ups for away teams? Only for the priority 1 assignments. They have a Sigma speed up for the assignments here. Which for the most part isn't a problem. The hardest part is maintaining the starts. So I can usually speed up 1 or 2 of them, but I can't guarantee that I have a start. Which is the opposite case for the regular away teams. The regular away teams, like I can speed those up for days. Yeah, I've got 25 days worth of speed ups just in these. And then it's all about the discipline and making sure that you get enough of the rare and epic star charts to be able to do those. But yeah, thank goodness it doesn't take the regular Sigma speed ups. I would not know what to do if that was the case. Because like in the augment exile thing here, like you can do like a 2 chest pull, but it's kind of hard to keep the 2400 in stock. So I get 250 of the planetary charts off of the single pull, and I think it's 400 for a common. I think it goes 4, 5, and then 7. I'm not 100% certain on that one, but it basically takes 2 days to be able to do a uncommon or a rare, or uncommon or common, and then I think it's 3 days to be able to do a rare. I go in spurts. I don't speed them up unless there's an event that specifically requires it. So I usually only run the events that give me something that I want. You know, like this one has some speed ups. I'll always take speed ups. Faction credits I'll always take. Latinum I'll always take. Officer traits XP. I'll take that one. This one, like I said, that one's a pretty decent one. The Impulse Speed Alliance Exocomp. I have 11 of them, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that. The one that I wait for is the building efficiency one, because I always try to make sure that I have a couple of those available to run for the auctions on the weekend. I usually try to send a message out in Discord and be like, hey, I've got building efficiency exocomp. I'll start it an hour after reset or something. I used to do that very regularly. I haven't done that in a while. The officer auctions changed a lot, so it doesn't really have the same effect. You know, it's not as big of a deal because a lot of the officer spend things aren't that special. It's like milestone things. But I usually try to keep things in stock, so if somebody asks if one's available, that I can run it. So I usually don't run it unless I need it. That way at the refresh it has an opportunity to be something better. Because I'll check this in the morning and I'll check this in the afternoon, in the evenings after they reset, to see if there's anything better that spawned in. So like when I started here, I only had 1 or 2 away teams that weren't the P1s running. Like the P1s I'm running all the time because I want to have the Pioneer medals. But like at some point I'll get low on the star charts, the rare star charts. So like I'll run these for a week. But I've got 130 of them. Or well, 100 starts or so. All right, how many 46 hostiles did we get with that crew loadout? So that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 across 17 minutes. And again, that's T1. I've got the 2 guns upgraded. I've got shield left and mining laser left. So I've got like all the offensive capabilities built up on it. And then we died with so that would have been say 8,000 of those, 9,000 of those credits, and then there would have been a bunch more here because a lot of the chest is where the good value is here. So there was 17,000 or so. And for my turn in, That's almost enough to be able to do a 2-chest pull. So I mean, just sitting in even the lower system was really good. Because I think just doing this throughout the morning or the afternoon, I think, like there was like 100,000 of them. So like this had all came from yesterday. I had over 300,000 of it, or close to 300,000 of it. So it does what it's supposed to do pretty well. Oh, artifact choice too. That's another thing. Like, it would be good to pay attention to see which ones are easily sourceable and which ones aren't. Like, I don't even remember seeing this one anywhere before. I pulled the Credum loot one before, just because I want to get more of that loot. Yeah, I'll need to go through one of the lists and kind of check off which ones that I want to focus on and figure out my allocations to it too. Oh, I need to go do some solos. And I think that was a pretty decent payout here too. So if I have 51,000 parts there, oh, do I do warp engine or do I do gun? Warp engine gets me to the next system to be able to do the polygons. Yeah, I'm leaning towards warp too. Because that's like always the thing that you're short on. And warp gets you the advantage to being able to get you to go where the big boys play. Oh no, I've already got that. My last one gave me that. So if I can get at least 70 warp out of this one, then I can get to where the really big boys play. Ooh, that does do that. That opens up all the possibilities. That's way more exciting to be able to get to the 70 system than the 68. I am enjoying having that option. Like, this will probably be the last time that I do the Revenant in here. Because, like, my next one will probably be starting to work on the Relativity to get that one worked up. And then my hope would be, like, the Reliant might end up in here, or even, like, the Serene Squall itself, or, you know, maybe some other future ships. Like, they keep on working things into this one. It stays a active spot to go for these things. Okay. But solos, I think I'm still in the 66 system for solos. I might be able to do the 68 system now. I'll have to see. When does this come unlocked? I suppose that's Mark III. Yeah, True 15. That'll be a bit late yet. I'll try a 66, so that'll go easily. I'll try a 68, and then I'll die, and then I'll go back to the 66. At least that's how it usually goes. Do a max fortify just to make sure that we get all the goods. I think this is the only thing that I'm really doing like a max fortify for these days. Like this, I guess Crenum Armadas, Crenum Solos I still am too. Like when I was doing my hostile dailies, like there was a long time where I was doing just like a single Cerritos boost because I just wanted to get the points. You know, do a couple of trips of that stuff. But now I'm outside of the warp range of the Titan pretty significantly. It worked pretty decently when I was like level 63. I'm gonna lock in the deeper system view, wider view. Find one that's around 70. This should be easy. I did quite a few upgrades since I did my last solo. I was able to do like 5 of these in a row, I think. Oh, maybe not. I was only doing one of these and I was going back down to the 64s. Okay. I'm probably not going to complete this one either. Ooh, there's not much left on that. Not even enough to kill the hostile. That is perfect. I should actually make sure that I have like a full crew loadout. I don't. That's my cube loadout for being able to do the Tech Tuesday event alongside of the Vindicator event. Oh, let's see. Is that enough? I keep on clicking transigen when I'm trying to go to continuum stuff. Okay, so approximately one solo is one single pull. Yeah. One solo is roughly one single pull. So you get 15 pulls. I could do 5 double pulls. That's... Ooh. So 4 double pulls and 3 regular pulls. If I can do 66s consistently enough. Which is probably not even that big of a decrease to go down to the 70s. Or the 64s, excuse me. I also need to do Gorn. And I think Silent might be getting there too. No, I got 5 days of silence. I did not have a good... I don't know why I wasn't able to get stocked up in between the arcs like I normally would. 5, 66, 70. We should be able to do at least one of those, I would hope. Especially now with Hull Breach and shield regen. Well, extra shield regen. I guess we had shield regen before from the max fortify. Oh yeah. Having the right crew makes such a difference. Hey Zero, how's it going tonight? Oh, I'm glad you got turbo. I would have felt so bad if you got thrown right into an ad. Just got home. Well, that's good to hear. I hope you had a victorious day in whatever endeavors you took upon yourself today. Roller coaster? Well, roller coasters can be fun. They can be scary too, but they can be fun. I think yesterday was a roller coaster for me too. I had good news that turned into bad news. I shouldn't say bad news. Turned into not as good news. And then turned into good news again, and then kind of meh. So the only thing that really sucks when you have these fortifies and the Cerritos boost when you're attacking hostiles is it takes more than 1 or 2 hostiles to send you home. Because normally it's quicker just to knock out 2 hostiles to finish your ship off and then take that quick trip home, but these ones, it's almost worthwhile to warp home and repair. But it is nice to get the extra tech modules. I mean, that's one of the things I kind of enjoy about my job, though, too, is that's part of the variety of things. You know, if everything was mundane and the same day in and day out, it would be boring. But as long as you're not costing the wrong people money and, you know, you're not having things break or causing negative effects, undue harm or distress towards people, you know, if it's just weird things happening, nothing wrong with that. That's about the spice of life. Man, that polygon that's sitting there is kind of tempting. All right, so we'll get down to our 1400 so that when we get our refresh, we have the full amount of directives. I don't know if 1500 it'll actually refresh or if it's 1400, but I usually just try to get it to 1400 because one extra doesn't hurt. See if we can get one to respawn that's a little bit nicer. I mean, 65 is okay, but 70's a nicer reward. Is this gonna be picky where it wants you actually out of system? That wasn't a good respawn. I got faith we're gonna get another 70 to spawn. Or 68. I'd be happy with 68. All right, any second now. They should only been like 30 seconds apart. Or are we at max already? We might be at max. Yeah, that must be max. I was thinking that there's 5 of them in this system, but it must only be 4. All right, perfect. All right, we get that ship back for repair. Head out and do a corn run. That's actually good. Yeah, I need volatile isomatter. Actually, I can shortchange that. Yeah, that'll give me buy for today. So that'll give me enough to do my pulls. Yeah, I'll be able to do all 3 max pulls that way. Cool. Well, I think it's about time to wrap it up for tonight. Looks like DJs is running, so let's start a raid over to his channel. He's advertising some new merchandise right now. All right, thanks for everybody for joining. Appreciate the time. If you'd like, you can hit the follow button and you'll catch my next live notification. Should be on Sunday night around 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody has a great Friday and enjoys their weekend. Thank you, Retro. You have a good night as well. And if you'd like, you can copy one of the raid messages and we can share that over in DJ's channel.